Hi everyone! I decided to share with you a story from Finland, and something weird is going on in Forssa. Forssa is a town of 17,000 people. It's usually very calm and quiet place, but now something is really starting to build up over there, and of course it's about the migrants. I'll just show you the clip so you'll get the idea.
Mitä vittu? Aja!
So that's how it is. And these women, they were simply trying to exit the parking lot of the asylum seeker housing center. So they were just driving on a public road, and that happened to them. And it is claimed that these asylum seeker men, that they have actually formed some sort of weapon storage next to the housing center where they keep these bars and sticks and whatever they use to beat people and cars up. And they just get them from there whenever they're preparing for a fight. And of course our media, because it's very left-wing and multiculturalist, they are blaming it all on the local people. Like it's the locals who are the evil racists who keep attacking these poor little asylum seekers. But actually the background for this conflict, it's much more complicated. It started last spring when this housing center had just been formed there, and this one local father had found out that his young teenage daughter was being approached online by these grown asylum seeker men. Like they were contacting her on Facebook, telling her she's pretty and all that, like trying to flirt with a clearly underage girl. So that sort of started it all. Then these asylum seekers, they groped some teenage girls in a park, and on a day before this, what you saw on the video, they attacked a 15-year-old boy, hit him in the mouth with some sort of iron bar, and he had some damage on his face. And the locals got fed up. They went to the housing center, obviously looking for a fight, and these asylum seekers, they came out. They were looking for a fight too. And it was these asylum seekers who have mostly been the aggressive side. But on this one occasion, these locals got fed up. And in the end, it doesn't matter what caused this all, like this single event, because there are two basic facts we need to understand about this. First of all, none of this would have happened if these asylum seekers hadn't been brought here. And second of all, this is natural for human beings. If you put two completely different groups of people into the same place, they are going to form this sort of tribal mentality. They are going to form cliques in which they don't associate with the other people. There's distrust, there's suspicion between these groups. And there's been a lot more behind this Forza story too. And there's this one woman who tells that she lives next to the housing center, and these asylum seekers, they make a lot of noise like 24/7. They keep the windows open all the time, they yell, they throw stuff at people, they throw stuff on the yard. People just come and go all the time. It's constant noise. And these people in Forza, they are very upset about this asylum seeker housing center because this is not what they voted for. Nobody wanted this here, but it was forced on them. And now we are seeing the results. Like, this is what happens when you force these fucking asylum seekers on people who don't want them in. And this is so frustrating because it could have been avoided so easily. Like, just don't bring these people in. Like, why are we letting these people in? Clearly they aren't here to do anything good. If in the first months of their staying in Finland, they start groping girls, beating up teenage boys, like beating people's cars, rioting, all this shit, they clearly don't want to integrate. They don't want to be constructive members of our society. And we just allow it to happen. It's Like our politicians, they are completely oblivious. Like it appears as if they don't care. Like of course they know what the problem is. They know what this causes, but they are too scared and lazy to do anything about it. It's just so easy to throw around the multiculturalist platitudes like, oh, we shouldn't give in to fear. Oh, but multiculturalism, it's wealth. All these meaningless sentences when we need action. I don't want to see my own hometown turn like Forza. I don't want to see that sort of tension and conflict and violence and fear over here. Nobody wants this, but still, there's no action from our leaders. This is absolutely shocking. So now you see, this is what happens when we get to know these lovely exotic cultures. Like, this is the real cultural interaction. Baghdad in Finland. While I was editing this video, some new information came up. So the second largest newspaper in Finland, Iltalehti, wrote this article on the trouble in Forza. And in their article, they had this photo of 3 asylum seekers. And in the caption, they say, the Iraqi Muhammad, Rabi, and Sahra now live in the Saksankuja asylum seeker housing center. And the tensioned atmosphere in Forza has made them very afraid. But some hawk-eyed individuals noticed that the guy in the middle, who's the father of the little girl, he was actually among the troublemakers. He was one of those guys who attacked those 2 women in the car. So even though he's trying to look like the poor little victim in the photo, he was actually one of those people who started all the trouble. And second of all, now the narrative we are getting from our media and our police force is really starting to crumble. Their storyline was all the time that these Finnish people, the local people, they went into the asylum seeker housing center. They went there to attack the asylum seekers, and that these asylum seekers were just basically drawn into the fight, that they defended themselves. But now some of these asylum seekers have uploaded this video online that shows the event very, very clearly. And as you see, the Finnish people, and they are just teenagers, they aren't even grown people, they are local kids. They are standing a good 100 meters away from the asylum seeker housing center. They aren't doing anything, they aren't even approaching the building, but these asylum seekers, they go crazy, they start yelling their blah, 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 and they start getting weapons, and they start running towards those kids who then escape. So it's not these kids, they were just standing there, and as far as I know, that's not a crime. You are allowed to stand in a public place, even though you are in a group. But these asylum seekers, they attacked them, and now they are bragging about it online. So this is how these narratives crumble. Like, this is how blatantly they lie to us. But luckily we live in the time of the internet, so they can't hide these facts for very long. Thank you and good night.